I always get mesmerized by the music. All right. Welcome, everyone. Hello, hello. I know this isn't our normal time that we usually come on and do our November forecast, but I was out of town. But I'm back now. We had our retreat in Bryce Canyon. Have you ever been there, Jason?
I was in communication with Kevin about that, and it's one of my favorite places. It's just powerful and magical, and 'cause I've been to all the canyons, and that one just there's something about it. I was jealous that you guys were there a little bit.
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
Hi, Craig. Craig was there. And hi, Pamela. I'm telling you, mind blowing. And apparently there's a different name for it. Instead of canyon, they call it something else.
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody calls it obviously Bryce Canyon, but it's
right.
it's something else. It is something else, you guys.
Yeah.
And pretty amazing experience.
Yeah, I saw some of the videos.
Oh, did you?
Of just what the calling in of orbs and things like that. That was pretty amazing. Really, it was incredible.
The orb videos, yeah. Are people already? Thank you, Merda. See you in an hour. Yeah, is that so people are already posting their orb videos?
No, one was shared with me, and I was inspired. I wanted to kind of pick it apart a little bit to slow things down a little bit. Everything was moving too fast. I slowed it way down, and it was just so.
Okay.
Yeah, my excitement was kind of calm down a little bit.
Calm down. Okay. Now, I've experienced lots of orbs and all different types, even when I'm like, I can see them with my eye, like I've experienced it. I know that, but I never even thought to like look closely. People are like, yeah, there's faces and stuff. Really, I've never thought about that. And we had our mediumship night. So mediumship night was where we read. We did, I don't know. Anyway, as a group, we did mediumship for everyone. And after that, we did the orb night. So we just shut all the lights down and we purposely held it all in a smaller space. And so it was all confined. And so then after that, Kim led it and called in all loved ones and that were already there because we've just been reading them.
Right.
And I noticed this one little, I was videotaping like everybody else. I kept noticing this one orb that kept coming around me. It kept coming towards me and like was bigger than the rest and like that. So I totally took a picture of it, and I don't know if we're going to be able to see this, but do you see that face? See the mouth, the nose, and the two eyes. Do y'all see that?
Oh yeah, I do see it. I see it now. Yeah, it almost looks like a smiley face.
Yeah, smiley face. Literally, a smiley face. Come on.
Wow. That's amazing.
So I literally, when it was on the video, I snapped a picture, so I could capture.
Yeah.
In still motion, but yeah.
Wow.
It looks like a cat to me, Don says. And it's heart-shaped too. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun, you guys? You guys can do this at home in your own child vibe, Deb. I know me. That's what I thought, Pamela. I thought for sure it was my Ben. Because it kept coming back around. It kept coming back. It was larger than the, most of them coming around.
Yeah.
And anyway, magical time.
Mhm.
Time. This is my first video back, Jason. So if I get a little wonky, it, you can carry the show.
It's okay.
All right. So super excited though to be here and talk about the energies of November. And so do you want to go first, Jason, and what Spirit was bringing in for you for to prepare us for November?
I'll preface this by saying that it just amazes me how synchronicities come in all the time. And um, this weekend, I'm starting an Akashic class. Um,
Ooh.
that I'm really, really excited about. It's been a long time coming, and so I'm extremely excited about it. And yeah, it's something I kind of work with. I feel like already, and spirits kind of told me that too. That especially QHHT, that the hypnosis I do, it is accessing records in a roundabout sort of way, but there is this focus and just like sessions and everything else on really everything Akashic, and it's funny, the synchronicities and the sessions that I've been having where that discussion's coming through, and how important it is not only for clients that I'm seeing, but all of us to really being tapping into that as best as we can. um, it's not a requirement, but recognizing things like looking at our relationships, reevaluating those, or I feel like we kind of talked about this last month about what's serving you, what's not, but it's
Mhm.
also looking at those relationships where um, you feel like you've done this so many times and you're just kind of over it, and it's this movement and empowerment to really, if you feel that way and someone else isn't living up to their side of the
Mhm.
contract, so to speak, which is possible because we have free will. Spirit, higher selves are really encouraging us to visualize ripping up the contracts and saying, you know what, I recognize the lesson in this. I don't, we don't really have much. Well, I don't want to say we don't have time, but it's really the time that we need to be um, doing that type of work,
Mm,
so that
mm.
we're freeing ourselves. So it's, I don't know. Last month I felt like it was kind of up in the air. Um, but there's also recognition there is more distraction in the world for things that are going on. Um, and with that, there's this overwhelming acknowledgement that, um, which is really, I really can't talk about the session I had yesterday, but it was a lifetime where someone was part of the earth and reacting to humanity's what
Oh,
all that it has done.
oh, very interesting. Just got the chills on that.
And it was incredible because it was recognizing how sad that the earth is and everything else, their connection. But humanity is going in a space and a direction that is positive and compassionate. So it was really, the message was more uplifting, saying that we are doing that type of work, but we
Mhm,
need to keep going. So
mhm,
um,
mhm.
that's a little bit.
Now you're taking the class, right?
Yeah,
Or
I'm gonna. Yeah,
there's
I'm
a little
starting.
bit of Pamela just wanted to know, how many uh, uh, there you go. And I felt like it you're
Oh,
attending the class, right?
yeah, I'm starting the class. I've studied Akashic for a while, but it's this is more for just guidance and how to, you
More
know,
on a mentorship level.
right,
Mhm,
right.
got it.
Um, yeah,
Awesome. And, okay, beautiful.
yeah. Um, so what
And I
have
like
you?
that connection to, um, from the from the experience of yesterday that came in. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very, very interesting, and I mean, I've had interest people go into being rocks and being trees and being peace and everything else, but this was actually um it was she was an aspect of the earth that was, it was almost like the earth was reacting to all that the damaging or the damages and the negative energy, um but it wasn't, I guess it was interesting because it was showing that the earth, it does respond to the negative, but it's not as meant as it's not something that it just happens. That it's not that the earth and all the aspects of the earth that, quote unquote, cause destruction or everything, it's not a conscious
Mm-hmm.
decision, it just happens. And the way it was described is almost like a chemical reaction. And so you put these two things together, this is what happens. So it really kind of talking about all these earth changes that are coming on and everything
That are
else.
happening now. Mm-hmm.
And that's making it almost, it's more responsibility, because it's like these things that are occurring are the result of um, the history of humanity. So
And it's all connected.
it's all connected.
So, I do want to say, someone noticed my chakra necklace. Andrea made these for everyone who attended the retreat. So
Nice.
very nice. Good energy. Okay, so you guys, a lot came in for November when I sat in the energy for November, and mainly so. The November is a month of moving energy, and what that looks like. They showed me a picture of someone doing like, and I don't twat, I don't even know what it's called. Something Kwando. Do you know what that is?
Taekwondo, yeah, I used to take that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They were showing me, they were showing that. And so in that picture, it was like a very purpose, and you can correct me, Jason, but it's a very purposed and focused movement of energy. And so with that, because of this huge energy moving on the planet this month, like literally, like there's some big movement happening in November here at the first couple weeks. This is the first half. I was specifically looking at here, and so super important to focus and be purposed about how we move energy um, in the first half of the month. I'm here because looking at the first couple of weeks, I'm hearing the word chaos. But again, I don't want to get stuck on that word chaos, because chaos, I mean, that I feel like I wake up to chaos every day. So I'm not sure. All right, that's perspective. Right. And so they said here with that word chaos, but again, they are offering us purposed movements within the chaos. And at that point, it helps you stay in front of it, right?
Yeah.
So when people do whatever that's called, Kwando,
Mm-hmm.
that it literally is helping you get out in front of things. And so you're the one moving the see how I do
Yeah.
is that one of the movements? I've always wanted to do that. That you're out front of it. You're the one in power, right? You're empowered. And so stay out in front of it, extra self-care. So when you know that the terrain's going to be a little rough, right? You prepare your heart and mind coming up on this hike. The terrain's going to get a little sticky here. And so when you're traversing the terrain, you're like, it's not overwhelming you because you knew it was coming. And so you're able to traverse it a little in more control and prepared for it. It's not overwhelming to you. You own it, right? You own that. And so they also said, pray now for the globe. So whatever is coming in, we can begin to counterpunch it. So if we get out in front, again, this is an out in front of it feel to it. We start praying now for the first couple of weeks of whatever this energy movement is coming in regard to the first part of November. Start praying for the globe now. Just peace and love and light over the globe, and this will bring bring empowerment to you, but also it brings the counterpunch to the energy, so it's not so harsh. Whatever it is, I don't know.
That's, I mean, part of that. What's interesting is what you said about the, the Taekwondo and a lot of our martial arts. It's about, redirecting a person's energy back towards them or using their energy. So it's almost like this transmuting that energy. So that could go so many different ways with,
I like that word, transmuting.
Yeah, because and actually one of the message I've gotten is like, not being the final receptacle for like fear or negative emotion, that we have the responsibility to transform that in ways that is love and light. So it's another way of saying, don't succumb to fear. There's nothing to fear. And in order to counteract it or transmute it, it's,
yeah. Ooh, I like it.
Redirecting that energy. So that's actually a really powerful image, if anything.
Yeah. I'm loving the comments too, you guys. Thank you for being part of the conversation, you guys. And yeah, Don says, let's move the globe towards fifth dimensional. I'm wondering if this is something that's happening. A lot of chaos. A lot of this we have to get to the end of ourselves before we start anew or whatever. So maybe this is all part of it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is not to bring fear in, like Jason was saying, and when to step into empowerment here. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's a little more here, and I want us to read on this. And readers that are here as well, please read with us on this. A bit of confusion. I feel also a sense of confusion a little bit here. Be aware of this and use your gut, use your intuition for truth. And I'm also getting the date, the 17th of November here. So I thought we'd read on the 17th of November, but we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. And okay, now for the second part of November, I am hearing, I heard healing and restoration. So this was automatic writing, you guys. I just was writing what they were telling me to write down. So second part of November, healing and restoration and family. They showed me in my mind's eye the Six of Cups, increased desire to travel and reunion, and a real sense that we've passed through a shift of sorts, a shift of sorts. This could be metaphorically, but that goes along with what Dawn was saying. Interesting. Mm-hmm. And also globally good news. There's some new beginning here, some breakthrough, some clarity happening. And then the last words they said was empower yourself through any challenges, but empower yourself were the words. And it's so funny because then I'm like, oh, I'm going to throw some cards just to kind of back up. I like throwing cards to kind of back up what they gave me through automatic writing. You guys, no joke, the first card out was the Six of Cups. And that's exactly what they said for the second part of November is the Six of Cups. Isn't that funny? Oh my gosh. And I got the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Both all new beginning stuff.
That's funny you mentioned that, because I do that too, and I did 5 cards, and they're all about Akashic and ancestral lines,
Oh,
violet,
wow.
violet flame, um, evaluating the relationships that you have, and considering that you have contracts and things. So, yeah, 100%. It's interesting how that the cards are very supportive sometimes. Well,
They
actually,
are.
most of the
I
time.
love it. Our team is like, "Oh my gosh, here we go. They have to blah, blah, blah." And so they help us out with the cards. Pamela got 3 sevens for the last couple days. Okay. And Carol says, I'm surrounded by people who are in so much fear. I'm forced to ground and surround myself in white light just to remain at peace. Please and thank you for helping. Yes. So, Carol, we are all love and light beings. We're the warriors that came here right now. We are love and light warriors. So step into that. And continue that, and that's, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do, and just step into that light, because you have a knowing, you have a, just like they were saying here in that Kwando stuff. And I'm sorry. Okay. Alrighty.
Yeah, I will say
Oh.
that part of the healings that's been happening in the sessions, there's a lot of focused on fears that we carry in our heart that were developed early on in our childhood, and how what is going on is actually activating a lot of that. So the fear goes a lot deeper than what most or many of us might realize. So if
Mhm.
you are feeling or around people who are experiencing a lot, um, it's a matter of finding ways through which to release these fears, because the overarching message over and over again is there's nothing to fear, there's nothing to fear, there's nothing to fear. And it's been explained to me, higher selves can step in and do that type of work, but we can do it on our own through the visualizing, like the violet flame, other things like that, in order to kind of lighten our load a little bit.
Mhm.
Especially because a lot of what we're going through now is a replay of Atlantis, and that whole time we're on a good track, though. But it's actually bringing up a lot of these ingrained, embedded fears that we have at the soul level.
Mhm.
So if you are experiencing fear, or people seem terrified, it's because it goes a lot deeper.
Right. It's either old programming, or we're afraid
Yeah.
of the future that we can't control anyway. So,
Yeah.
right. I have to combat that every time. I have to stop and go, okay, is this a trigger from my past programming?
Right.
Or is this, it's out of my locus of, I call it locus, out of my circle of control here, that I can have anything. No. Okay. So release. I'm going to step into love and light. What does the 6 of Cups mean? Great question. I always just blah, 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 and think everybody knows. The 6 of Cups, in here, I'll even get it out for you. It's always a nostalgic feel to me when I get the 6 of Cups. It's like, it can be about gifts and peace, love, and harmony feel to it. Let me find it real quick. Of course, it'll probably be the last card I come to. Okay, here we go. So yeah, and it talks about playfulness and reunions and that type of feel to it. But this is the one that it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, innocence, creativity, goodwill. But yeah, all that feeling to it.
Comedy, laughing. That's I hate to keep bringing up the sessions that I've been having, but I mean, it is possible to have comedy and such, like people laughing during their lifetimes and things like that. But it's becoming more present because there is an acknowledgement that there are so many of us now that are becoming so serious.
Mm.
And it includes even like being shown lifetimes of being squirrels and everything else, just hopping around and stuff. And and the reason why people are seeing this is, we have to remember our joy. We have to remember, being in the stillness and playfulness of nature and as a squirrel or
That is so wonderful because I literally was hit with that the other day. I was driving home. I had to dig out my car at the airport because it snowed, and it was icy when I got home. It was late and icy, and so I had to and I was driving home, but this rush of, like, joy and childlike laughing feeling came over me, and I'm like, "Whoa," like, in a moment that I should be like, I have to dig out and I'm freezing." No, it was I stepped into the joy, and I heard my team say um, we need to bring more energy of joy on the planet. More energy of, yeah, joy and laughter onto the planet because it's starting to get a little off balance.
yeah.
And, Marvita. Oh,
Squirrel in your
squirrel.
pants. That's new.
So, I do want before we move on any further, I did wanna read on the 17th. And, you guys, if you wanna we're also gonna have time today to, read on any questions you have for your month of November, um, as far as energy around you this month. Yeah, Craig, I did too. I miss Lisa too. There. Okay, so they again, if you missed it during my automatic writing time, I did write down the 17th. They gave me uh, and so I kind of wondered what was going on around that date. 17th. Yeah, you can, Debbie, Gina, Debbie, Gina. Yes, go ahead and I'll star them. I'll star them as they come up. Karen's niece's birthday's on the 17th. Happy birthday to your niece. Okay. Um, oh, Marvita, today's your grandson's birthday. Happy birthday, JJ. And it's Karen's favorite niece. Okay. Oh, here's okay. All right. Interesting enough, for the 17th, I am getting the Ten of Swords coming in. So that speaks to some kind of breakdown or betrayal or defeat of some sort. But then it opens up right into the Ace of Pentacles, which is something new. But because of this, you get something stable, an opportunity for stability to come in. And then it's changing. So you have the Wheel of Fortune kind of overseeing the whole reading, that wheel. So this is destiny. This is a big turning point. So it might feel ugly but it's a huge turning it's a huge turning point. It's a huge turning point, and so, and moving into a more confident, future and solid with the Empress and the Knight of Wands coming in with that. So, yeah, so something. Did you
Yeah, the one thing I wrote down, um, the importance of power centers. Um, so I think, I don't know, I kind of get that this is too, internal, external. So tapping into, your inner source of strength and empowerment, is important. I think I feel like it's a matter of, you have a choice of how to perceive what's going to happen. So it can be either, this is the end, we're defeated, blah blah blah, or I'm defeated, or looking at it as an opportunity for, okay, this is, and recognizing this is a step towards betterment and evolution, and or evolving, which is the path that we're on. And I think we forget a lot of times that things happen in certain ways in order for other doorways to open up. And it comes through a lot. And it's, we try to manifest things, or we ask for things to happen, and they sometimes bring on the unexpected, but it's all for progress in what you
Right.
desire. So that's, and the power centers, I also feel like that's external in terms of, connecting with, in nature, with places that hold a certain amount of power or sacredness to them, if possible.
Mhm.
So that's kind of what I got. I also drew the helix, the DNA helix. So I'm not really sure.
That sounds like, well, it reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune card, where it's just like kind of fate. It's in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sandy said she hears the catalyst for change. That's interesting. Wow. Okay. So I drew a little more on it, just so we have some more idea here. And I do feel part of what's coming out of this stability is justice. Justice. And so that's good. And then I also have the balance, with the Temperance card coming in. So okay. Well, that's interesting. Well, we got each other, and we're gonna do some Kondo or whatever it's called. And get us through. Now, I do want, before we move into the questions here, and thank you for those. And I did star a bunch. And I found this also very beautifully connected to what they brought in when I was doing the writing. And the first angel that came through was the angel of kindness. So really becoming that force of kindness. And do you notice the squirrel, you guys? Y'all were talking about squirrels and stuff. Isn't that funny? And this also means it really is a connection to kinder to nature and animals in the beautiful world that we live in, right? So, but it also talks to that oxygen mask goes on you first, that self-care, and then entering into that kindness towards others. And your love and light will overwhelm any type of chaos that's going on. The next one was trust.
Mm.
Trust. The trust
Mhm.
angel came in. Keep your faith through it, and trust. And listen. When you're in that space, you can really hear that inner voice that you have, and and then, like they said also in the reading, they said, listen to your gut, be in your intuition. This is the angel of intuition coming in to help us with that. You know what to do. And when there is confusion or anything like that, uh, that loving voice within you will be uplifting and clear and encouraging you always. Your inner voice, truly coming from your guides, is always uh, brings uplifting and clarity and encouraging for something positive for yourself and others. So be aware, stepping in that. So, all right. Thank you to all my guides that brought that in, and yours that brought yours. And okay, so this is an angel deck, my angel deck, and it is called Angels for the Modern Mystic.
Interesting.
And, okay.
Yes. Well, I don't have woods outside my house, but I love squirrels.
You don't have woods anymore?
It's Western Colorado. It's kind of deserty, so I wish there was woods outside. But there's still squirrels, so I kind of have the what's that movie Up with the dog? I kind of that squirrel type thing. I don't know. They just make me happy.
Okay. All right. So to the questions, we have some time to look here. And Desert Dawn. Speaking of desert. Hi, Desert Dawn. Would love to know what energy is in my November if you have time. All right, Dawn. I don't know what this means for you, Dawn, but they're using the words force of nature. Be a force of nature. I don't know if they're asking you to like step forward into something, but be that force.
It's funny you said that because I wrote down be a tank.
Yeah, that's so cool.
So first I thought tank.
You're like, tank? What in the world?
I also feel like it's kind of a duality. Well, not a duality, but it's also that it talking about chaos. It might become challenging for you, but just putting on your armor and keep moving forward, which doesn't feel like it's too challenging for you for some reason. But just being aware of that.
Yeah, so Jason lives in Colorado. Okay. She had you in Canada.
Oh, a lot of people think that. That's weird. Well, it might be because of connection to Kevin and not sure how to pull that. Oh, she says there's a lot of chaos in her life right now. Not sure how to pull that off.
Very interesting because they're like, okay, step in, be a force back, be purpose, be that. I wish I could say what that quad kind. When I say it, it sounds nasty. That's all I can say. I don't even know how to. Taekwondo.
Taekwondo.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Taekwondo.
Mm-hmm.
When you combine those words, it sounds a little nasty. Desert Dawn, your angel coming in to help you with this is the angel of love. Breathe with your heart. Breathe with your heart. Loving energy growing from your heart and connecting to you, to everyone and everything around you. That will help with whatever that chaos, and be that force of nature of love. You got this. All right. That's right, Don. Don Daniels is our resident pilot. That's right. Putting those masks on first. They can actually be helpful to the people around them, right? Exactly. Okay. All right, next question. Oh, we have another Dawn. Wow. Hi, Dawn Broadbent. I'll get on the list for energy around me. All right. You are on the list and we are talking to you. All right, energy for Dawn this month. Okay, well, I'm stepping into some healing energy right now here for you, Dawn. So I don't know if you are going to be like healing others or if you are actually moving through some deeper healing.
I also got this is a time for experimentation for you, and pushing your boundaries. So I'm not completely ultimately leading to joy. So maybe it's, you've been questioning yourself in certain modalities. I'm not sure if you're a healer. Maybe I'm just getting that because Debbie said healing, but definitely
no, trauma, she said. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Just being, pushing your limits and not being afraid to kind of carve your own path type scenario. Not listening to everyone else's opinion, just listening to your intuition.
Beautiful. And the angel coming in for you is future. I love that. Time for a new vision, Dawn. Part of your healing, part of this healing is stepping into your future, living your future, like stepping into it instead of like it being way far. It's like step into it right now. Step into that, what you see. Like it's like today is the future. You play an active part in that.
Yeah, it's I want to say it's just because you've had the same patterns throughout your life doesn't mean that they have to continue, that you have always, every moment's an opportunity to change the script and everything else.
Amen. Amen. Exactly. Set yourself up for fulfillment rather than failure. Love that. Oh, I have the chills on that one. Beautiful, Dawn. Hugging you. Good work. Good work. Gina. She's a wonderful moderator. Okay. Please, can I have, okay, on energy for you, Gina, this month.
I got this new chair and I'm learning that my floors are slanted. Because it has rollers, so I noticed I kind of start.
You start going out of the picture.
It took me a while to figure it out, but I thought, is my camera moving or? Now I know.
Okay. Gina. Okay. I do feel some stepping into joy this month for you, Gina. I also feel some healing. I also stepped right into healing with you as well. So, some healing happening. It's different than Dawn's, in that, it feels more, it feels different, than Dawn's healing type of stuff that we just went step that I was just it, oh, it's thoughts, Gina. So
Mhm.
maybe it is very connected. There's some programming that needs assistance there, and so that healing is gonna be coming. That is happening. You go ahead, Gina. Help
No,
me
that's
out.
exactly I wrote down coherence and then conflicting beliefs, so this is the time to kinda look at those that there's, like, you have, I don't know, 2 systems of beliefs going on, this internal dialogue that it makes it difficult for you to move forward, so trying to maybe sort through that, in terms of healing, so yeah, I that's interesting, you got that too.
Oof. It's like, yeah, and some clarity and yeah. So that energy is moving. Some energy is moving out, and this clarity and new way of thinking is coming in.
Yeah.
Love it.
I think it's almost, and not being afraid to I carve your own path again. Like you might have conflicting beliefs, but neither really resonate. So just even in those moments, trusting your intuition, um, moving forward that way.
Gina says beautiful healing would be appreciated. Yes, thinking about it a lot. So being peace, bringing in that peace would be welcome. Yes. We have the, I love this angel too. Angel of guidance.
Hmm.
So looking for signs, know your signs. He's going to leave signs for you in this as well. Um, and this is encouragement, especially when we feel extra vulnerable. Um, and this angel also gives us a sense of direction, guides us, brings confidence, self-belief. Okay, so now I'm kind of understanding maybe some Gina, some of the programming that might be kind of like hindering you from this movement for you, um, because it feels like that believing in yourself and your beautiful, beautiful self. All right. Uh,
Yeah,
the
I just heard.
I also just heard for you, that you're like an earth like Gina's like an earth angel.
Mhm.
You're like an earth angel yourself, Gina.
I also I also heard there might be some lies that you were told when you were younger about who you are and yourself. So just reevaluating those too, that you've kind of latched onto those and believe them, and they're so ingrained into your being that you don't see it. So maybe just doing some type of that work too of somebody told you very early on XYZ, that's not true. So just being aware of that that might come to light, especially this month.
Yeah. Yeah, again, energy movement, you guys. So if things start to feel yucky and you're like, "What is going?" It let it move on through, recognize what it
Yeah,
is, and let it move on through.
yeah, this is another message that keeps coming through, and I think I kind of talked about this last month, that when things are coming up and coming to the surface, like old fears, old angst, old resentment, all that, it may be overwhelming, but it's just acknowledging that your spirit teams are doing this right now as part of the letting go process. So not getting into the like, oh my God, what's happening? Why is all this stuff coming up right now? It's okay, this is what I need to work on and let go. So just remembering that. It's that transmuting, redirecting energy. It's like you don't have to carry it anymore. Just acknowledge it and let it flow.
I gotta write that word down. Transmuting. I also have to write down Taekwondo. So I can say I phonetically spelled that out, you guys, so I remember how to say it. All right. We have time for one more. Let's take a look. And we have, I just went down the line and we have Aqua Dreaming next. Aqua Dreaming, hello. Would love to know November energies. Thank you both. Aqua Dreaming. Okay, interesting because the name is Aqua Dreaming. However, what they brought me into right away, Aqua Dreaming, was they want you to this month, as you move through this month and you do the Taekwondo. I did it wrong already. Taekwondo and then transmuting that and all of that. They want you to stay out of your headspace because I feel like that sometimes that can be a challenge for you, that you go to and away from here. And so they're asking you to recognize that. Stay out of your heads. It's important sometimes to be in our headspace, but for whatever is transmuting or you are purposely pushing out or pushing through. Oh, Tai Chi. Maybe that's what I've been trying to say this whole time. Cosmic, thank you.
Yeah, Tai Chi could work too. Or Qigong.
Whatever, one of those. So, okay, yes, that's a big challenge. Yeah, so they're asking you to kind of stay out of it. You're going to be successful with this month, but it came flying out. Stay out of your headspace. Stay out of it. Because it's not, they're saying it's not logical. So whatever this energy is moving around you this month, it's not going to be logical. So it's important to come from this space and more your intuition.
For some reason, I'm getting like ancient images, so I'm not really sure what that means. Specifically, like Egyptian symbols and things like that. So I'm not sure if that's something you're drawn to or a source of power for you.
You know, when you said that, I just, there are new symbols coming in, right?
Yeah. Like, I just know that symbols are really important for everyone right now. And it's not a matter of, you don't even have, it's not, well, I was told this in my own QHHC session, figuring out symbols and what they mean isn't a project for our conscious minds. So it's just even looking at them, we get the information. So even just spending time looking at symbols, sacred geometry, crop circles, it's all information that is just highly embedded with information.
Not here.
Right. So, yeah. And the interesting thing is
those over my life. Yes, Aqua. Woo.
Okay. Yeah. Explore that a little bit more if you're really drawn to the symbols. There are those of us who there's many abilities. There's thousands of abilities that we don't even have conscious awareness of in our own existence. But one of them is being able to receive energies from any symbol that you're confronted with. How that works, I don't know. I mean, it's not our conscious mind, but yeah, mystery schools, yes. So there is something in that for you. So I would
For
encourage you to do that.
I love that. Wow. So cool, you guys. So cool. And the angel coming in for you, Aqua Dreaming, to help you this month with this is the angel of love in that heart space. So, and that's kind of what they were saying. Because you're really good up here. You're really good with this. You're really good. And so here you go. Feeling the love and sharing the love. And what else are we getting with this? Love. Breathe with your heart. Breathe with your heart. Whew. Awesome. I love it.
Mm.
I love that it's not a conscious process,
Yeah.
just looking at the symbols. Yay. Yeah.
I went through a period where I was trying to figure out like all the mathematics of crop circles and stuff, and it was a short phase, but then my spirit team was very well aware that I was driving myself crazy with it. So that came through. It's like he can just give it, it's not a project for him to do. And I was like, actually, it was kind of like, oh, great. I don't have to
Right.
obsess over it anymore. Giving myself a break.
There you go. And I love that we can just look at it and just embrace the information and that it's embedded in our code. How wonderful. You guys, doesn't that release a lot of us who look at those and go,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be able to step into the math with that.
I've been told that that's how, outside of the human experience, that's how, telepathic communication occurs, is it's in symbols, because so much more information can be packed into one symbol than one word. So in that sense, it's you're kind of connecting with your galactic origins when you're looking at symbols, even though you might not consciously be understanding them. So definitely recommended for everyone.
Yes. Love it. Well, you've just set a lot of us free to be able to step into it a little bit without thinking we have to do the math.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. Marvita, yes, I did. When I got home and I opened my little, I didn't bring it down here, but she is an artist. And so she has been creating these cards for me. And I think I keep those cards safe upstairs with me. So, but I will be bringing them down because I want everybody to see them. Marvita, she sent me some new beautiful cards that she made. And one of them is the Circle of Love. They came through a channeled message from Mada, which is the energy of mother. So very, very cool. And she drew it, and it just blew my mind because exactly what I was seeing. And how it was just incredible. So I will be sharing that at a more special time where we are hanging out, and I want to share all her cards. So they're just all amazing. All of them are just beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Marvita, you've made a whole deck. Yeah, seriously. Anyways, you guys, so this is the month of November. These are the energies that we that our guides have brought us to awareness with. And just remember, we have each other, and empower yourself. Empower yourself.
Surround yourself with people, situations that are positive and enlightening. So
yeah,
I know that might be difficult in these times, but if you can,
yeah.
even if it's on YouTube.
Exactly. No, we got each other, and
yeah,
it's important. So if it starts feeling challenged, just remember what they said: empower yourself and help transmute the energy.
Yeah. Don't become the receptacle. That's what they said. Don't become the trash bin for fear. Just be part of the process and not the end result. Recycle.
There you go. And all right, members, see you in a minute. And tonight is Newsflash Friday with Kim. So I'll see you all then as well. And Jason, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
And
you for having me back.
Jason and I will see you again next month.
Okay.
Love you guys.